Oh, well, would you look at that? It's GW abuses copyright o'clock again. That was a lot quicker than I'd anticipated. I mean, I had already low-key called it that they would start coming after the other content creators as well. And you guys called it too, because once GW started going after fan animators, once they slaughtered the best fan animation scenes in fandom history, there was no limiting principle left. If they could go after Astartes, of course they would eventually go after painting channels, after battle reports, after reviews, because guess what? They did it. They got away with it, and they got rewarded for it by people now subscribing to Warhammer Plus, where all of those fan animators are held bloody hostage for a low monthly subscription fee. But let me not get too far into the festivities just yet, because what has happened here is very unfortunate. I am not laughing at Midwinter Minis here, who has got a copyright claim on his review video of Warhammer Plus. A fairly glowing review too, honestly. I mean, he has quite the silken touch in comparison to me, let's put it that way. So why they would want to claim that, and bearing in mind too, he later clarified that it was indeed a manual claim. So somebody over at GW did this deliberately and through the back end of YouTube. It wasn't a bot, this was an actual genuine claim. Now, bearing in mind, it is just a copyright claim. Those happen all the time and for absolutely no reason, because YouTube gives the ability to claim things entirely over to the corporations in question, and they also get to decide what is and what isn't fair use. So you can question it, you can say like, oh, this is totally fair use, but it's not sent to a court, obviously, or anything, it's sent to the company. Do you agree with this? And if they say no, well, that's pretty much that. What that means is that you cannot monetize the video yourself. Now, the company can monetize it, they can get the money, they can also completely demonetize the video, or they can share the revenue with you. In this case, it sounds as if they have basically just demonetized the whole thing, but beyond that, nothing else is going to happen. But, god damn it. Again, this is not fun for any content creator to have happen to them, obviously, and for a person who basically does Warhammer as his thing, the idea that the company might start just demonetizing all of his video is a potentially career-threatening move. I'm not laughing at him, but I am laughing at the people on places like our Warhammer 40k Reddit who simped so hard for this. See here. Yeah, I thought all the histrionics of fan films was over-dramatic, entitled nonsense. Oh yes, because, of course, and to be fair as well, most people don't understand the idea of the limiting principle, and this is a damn shame, and we see it all the time in video gaming as well. Once you let a company get away with one thing, they're not gonna stop. Look at DLC practices, for example. When Bethesda first did this with horse armor, they were laughed out of the room and ridiculed horse armor. Who the hell would buy cosmetic horse armor for their mount in a single-player game? This is a ridiculously predatory monetization practice. Look at gaming today. It is an absolute, uncontroversial and undeniable fact that corporations are greedy little shits, and if you give them the pinky, they will take the hand. Hell, they'll take the arm until you shout at them loudly enough to make them stop. I was rolling my eyes at the rustled jimmies, etc., and of course, this is one of those heavily moderated hellhole Reddits where, after the thread got a little bit too vocally critical of Warhammer Plus, it obviously got locked, because, you know, you can't criticize the corporation, that'd be cruel and unusual. Particularly not on Reddit. I really do hope this will be a bit of a wake-up call for all those too blind to see the sunlight in front of them, but I feel like that's perhaps a hint optimistic. Anywho, let's talk about this in a little bit of a broader sense, shall we? Again, the limiting principle has all... there is none. There is none at this point. Will they continue to go after people? Well, let me make a little bit of a prophecy here, okay? If I was a cynical, massive-ass corporation who had just done something really goddamn awful and received a massive backlash for it, mind you, by, say, murdering the fan animation scene, what I might do is I might throw out a little bit of a distraction there, because there's no way GW could back down on the fan animation thing. Absolutely none. Because they'd put so much time, so much money, and so much effort into desperately trying to make Warhammer Plus a thing. Bear in mind as well, this, in my opinion, I firmly do believe, is a key part of their monetization of the franchise rather than the models. This is a key step in them transforming their entire business model. They couldn't allow this to fail, which is why I urge people to don't send open letters or ask GW, "Now, please don't do this." Boycott it. Just boycott it. If you're going to do anything, just boycott it. It's the only thing that's going to have any chance of having an effect. But what I might do then is I might toss in a distraction. I might go and see, alright, who's a fairly, popular content creator, generally liked by the whole audience, because he's, fairly middle of the road, doesn't talk about anything particularly inflammatory, unlike a certain someone, and then I'm gonna copyright a video he makes. He'll obviously talk about it because it must come like a complete shock. Like, what? GW copyright strikes a video, or claims, excuse me? That's insane. And then it'll spread because we have created the perfect conditions for it. Right now, the fandom will leap onto any outrage like this. I'm kind of guilty of that myself, obviously. And then we'll go, oh, we're so sorry. This was clearly a mistake. We value and respect our community. We'll release the content claim immediately. And if you do this also to someone who might thank you for not bending them over the barrel, slightly uncharitable, I know, I'm just saying, if I was a GW person, that might be what I'd do. Put that one in the bag and see if my prophecy comes true. Particularly also as it would be a great way to distract from some other things that GW is currently doing, like, I don't know, just a shot in the dark here, like, hiring an infringement specialist. Somebody whose job it is to monitor websites and all sales platforms to identify infringements and counterfeit products, and then follow a certain procedure to have them taken down. Basically, what they're looking for is a copyright agent. Well. How would this work out, I wonder? Christ, see, I'm laughing because I'm already preparing to move away from this setting now, but it is going to happen more and more and more. And I would not be at all surprised if maybe in a year or two's time we'll see GW try the Nintendo thing. Oh no, you can totally be a content creator for us, obviously, but you're gonna have to sign a contract. You're gonna have to say things a certain way, and maybe you'll even have to share a little bit of revenue with us, depending upon just how greedy they feel like it at the time. I would not be surprised in the slightest, because again, the finger was given away a long time ago. The hand's gone. All you've got left is the arm, and we'll see if history repeats itself. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for listening. And remember, if you want any hope of keeping your hobby, you gotta start biting back at some point. Have a good day.